Alrighty, well I was going to hop on the JP and do a few things, but yeah, it's on maintenance, happy days. And then of course on the global version, well now 29 hours, well technically 29, but 30 just to kind of round it up. But either way, we're almost there, Now, oh yes, that's another thing which I want to show you guys. I actually got lucky, I got an SSR. Way, your boy got an SSR. And it is, and unfortunately it's not a character, so there's that. But we did get a little bit of a memory luck. And just for what this memory does, HP 32, 22 and 22% on Jujutsu and Taijutsu. When the commando ultimate skill is activated, it increases own damage dealt by 40%. If I have my HP 50% or below, then I get an increase in my damage dealt by 15%. So yeah, and on top of that, oh, this is when I get a dupe on it. At the start of the turn, if own HP is 50% or below, fills own ultimate gauge by 1000%, up to 1 time during battle. I'm just going to keep it so that it's kind of like the red button. To be fair, I mean, it's not exactly going to work out if I'm going to be using Gojo. I'll save it for another DPS, maybe a Tottori or Kugisaki, why not, who cares. So yeah, that is, yeah, me getting my first SSR. Woohoo! And the game isn't even out yet. The game's not even out yet and I got my first SSR. Would you look at that? Now, I did a video talking about all of the tanks and supports that we're going to have in day 1, and characters to look out for, especially if we're going to be free to play tackling it, what lower the characters are going to be useful, right? On top of just stating the obvious SSRs, right? Now, I feel like doing this video is kind of like, why? There's no need, because technically speaking, everyone is going to be getting the best DPS on their account for day 1 global. That's actually insane to actually say. But that is the reality of Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade. When you start this game, you can have the #1 DPS character on your account. Day 1. Everyone. So, and there's a reason why Gojo is in front of me right now. Is because that's kind of the case. If you get lucky and you pull Gojo and Kugisaki, then congratulations. You are probably not going to be summoning for a hot minute. Because at that point, you have got #1 and #2. And that is pretty much it. To be fair, if I had to put it as easy as I can, no, where are you? There we go. Boom. This is basically top 3. So yeah, that's kind of where I would personally put it out. Wait, where is wait, what typing is on? Is Nanami green typing? Do we have any green coverage? Oh, it is already. Okay, that's fine. Cause, I was gonna say, if this Nanami was red typing, then I would put him 4th place to be like, yep, all coverage is done for each typing in terms of DPS. So you got the red and whatnot, but that's not the case. But either way, that's kind of literally how we're starting things off. These are basically, well, yeah, I would say this is literally top 3 in terms of DPS and what we're looking out for, of course. This is the Itadori that I spoke about in terms of him pairing quite nicely with Todo, of course, because Itadori is a bit of a crit machine, and so crit rate and back flash going up on that 2nd skill, of course. So yeah, he can hit quite nicely with some crit boosting going on. But then again, he does crit boost himself, so he can actually crit nicely. But the more the merrier, as I like to say. So just want to kind of put that out there, of course. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. Again, with Kugisaki, just kind of build up the nail counts, and then when you're ready, let it rip. Once those nail counts are high up there, you can just practically nuke away. So, well, I say that you've got to keep in mind, you've got 3 turns to initiate the nail count, right? So make good use of how you will on that one. So that's kind of stating the obvious on those ones. So again, just going through the lineup, Maki is a red attacker. Wait, do we have? Wait, what coverage are we lacking? We've got yellow, we've got green, and we've got blue. So we're missing red. And is there any other typing? I don't think there is. So technically speaking, this Maki will literally be your only red. Well, I mean, it's not exactly necessary right now. So yeah, this is just you know, unfortunately with this Maki, she isn't anything too great. Pretty standard, if anything. Just something that you won't need to prioritize or need to utilize. I again, you know, being the red attacker, I know Todo is also classed as a red attacker, but he's technically more as a red support in my eyes. So this kind of leads Maki to be kind of a lone wolf. But at the very beginning of global launch, and even going forward in a couple of months' time, of course, with the content that they release and the way they schedule it out, yeah, you won't need to invest into Maki, unfortunately. I'm gonna put Hanami and Jogo to the side because these are free-to-play characters. They're fairly decent. They're free. there's nothing more to say. You're gonna get them. You're gonna. I mean, well, then again, we don't know for sure if Mahito is also going to be in the banner itself. So this is the free Mahito. If they put Mahito for free in the shop, not the banner, sorry, I misspoke, in the shop with Jogo and Hanami, Mahito will be the one that you want to favorably pull for. So I'm just going to stick him in here just for why not, but I'll be surprised if he is day one. If not, then he's going to be dropping in later on within. But these are all free characters, so I'm just going to put them to one side since we can all get them, and we are all going to get them, let's be real, right? So yeah, Maki you don't need to concern yourself with. Okay, so Fushiguro, so this is a fairly interesting situation to be in, because obviously with the Fushiguro, he is a hindering type character. There is a better Fushiguro that is going to be releasing. So when global launches, I think in like a banner or two time, the other version of Fushiguro will release, which I might as well show you guys while we're here actually. This is going to be the next Fushiguro that we get very, very soon upon the global launch. Literally, this Fushiguro could release in like the next update or the update after that. This is a better version of him. That being said, JP just got another new Fushiguro, which is also pretty solid. So again, this Fushiguro is a quite nice character, nice little hindering type character, but I will say you're better off resorting, utilizing better hindering type characters that are SR variants, if I'm being completely honest, realistically. Just because on what that there are better versions of him to come, so that's kind of why I'm just kind of like, ease on him, ease on him. Nanami is actually a fantastic sub-DPS. Not going to say any more than that. He is a fantastic sub-DPS. So, I mean, of course, if you use your ticket to get yourself a Gojo, and you pull Nanami, oh wait, Nanami can also work with Todo. How can I forget? So if you have Todo, yeah, pair him up with Nanami, pair him up with Itadori, and yeah, your green attackers are going to do well. So yeah, he's a nice little sub-DPS type character, of course, and again, if you can cater to the crits for him, then that will help him out tremendously, of course. So Nanami is definitely worth the investment and actually working on. Do not sleep on my boy Nanami. Put some respect on his name. So moving on, Yoshino. Oh, I believe this is the DOT type character, of course. So here's the thing. I was going to skip the SRs, like the lower rarity. There's no res, by the way. I'm not going to bother going into res. I was going to skip the SRs because if I'm being completely honest, I just don't think it's really worth investing into SRs, attacking type characters. There literally is no point. But I'll just mention a few. Well, I'll just mention. I mean, like, yeah. So obviously with Joshua, of course, nice little DOT going on, grant certification. I mean, the fact that we're guaranteed like the best DPS, it just it really screws them over. It really does. But there you go. You got options. Okay, you do not need to even bother looking into this character, if I'm being completely honest. I mean, he does stun with the hindering, but you've got better SR support hindering type characters, hands down. This is not a character that you need to level up or work on. Mekamaru has like crazy amount of resistance, which is fantastic. He's got some good AoE going on, of course, but respectfully, just not a character that, again, you need to concern yourself with. But I mean, if you're a fan of Mekamaru, then do you please. I don't think we actually do. We even have an SSR Mekamaru? I don't think we do. I don't think I've seen one. Mine is an okay-ish character. I don't actually know when you'd want to utilize her. I don't think I don't think it's a character that you need to concern yourself with too much, to be fair. I think this is a bit of a mess up. So this should be the attacking Todo. So as an attacking Todo, I mean, he's got a little buffs going on himself, but respectfully, outside of a sub DPS, I mean, he's kind of below mid pass, so I just, again, wouldn't really concern myself too much about that. So yeah, that's what I meant about how it's just like, you know, we're getting their hands on the best of the best. So realistically, in terms of DPS, and plus majority of the hindering type characters are support, if we're being realistic, because we're getting the best of the best, there really isn't any concern of further. Well, then again, you know, it's a good idea that you guys know about certain characters to look into, even if you can run them in that DPS role, because it might be advisable and wise to run double on the attack, of course, or even the sub slot. That's something to look into. So obviously Gojo is going to be the pick. Obviously these are going to be the next characters in line. Fushiguro will then be a favorable character after if you want him, and if you want to utilize him, you can do so. Maki won't be too far behind. You can still make good use of her. Same with Maya, of course. So there's that Mecha Mario with the ultimate and the fantastic resistance that he has. Todo not too bad on the Taijutsu and the buffing that he gives himself, so he's kind of meh. But I mean, again, you can make usage out of it if you want to. Yoshino, of course, with the hindering type playstyle, along with the DOT, of course, can't go wrong with that. So I mean, you can potentially run him as a sub DPS support if you choose to. That is an option. And then in terms of Kamo, just not a character you need to concern yourself with. And then the free characters, they are fairly decent. So again, you can utilize these characters in the said sub DPS or the sub slot if you choose to. But anywho, I think that's kind of where I'm going to leave it in terms of on what free to play to be looking out for. But again, it's kind of like you're going to get the best, so you really don't need to go that crazy in terms of summons.